Hey, good morning everyone. This is Daniel Finnemore at Mainely Gaming. Today I'm going to be doing the video game snag of the week, and let's get started. So, I met up with this one guy the end of the last week, and he had a Super Nintendo with some really nice games, and he also had a Nintendo 64 with a couple profitable games. And a lot of the games are well known, they're popular titles, and I was very fortunate to make this deal happen, and I just kind of want to share with you guys some about the bundles, the condition, some things to look for that add to the value. So let's go ahead and get started. First we have the Super Nintendo, so I'll just show you that real quick. Here's the Super Nintendo. This was one of my favorites growing up. It's a really durable console. As you can see, it's in really great condition, not a whole lot of yellowing. I think it was something in the plastic. When it was exposed to sunlight, it would start yellowing. This here only has a tiny bit of yellowing right here in the front ports, but overall it's in great condition. I'll clean it up a little bit more. One thing to look for is just to make sure this eject button works for the games. Sometimes it can get stuck, and then just check your on and off switch and your reset switch and the ports in the back. So this is in really good condition. These sell for between $60 and $80. And that's with the original power cord here, and also the original RF adapter. Okay, and then also another thing to look for is the controllers. This is an original controller. You can sell these for $15 a piece, but it's great to put an original controller in with the bundle. And then you also have a third-party controller here, which you can throw in for a second controller for a game that requires 2 players. Obviously not worth as much. One thing to look at when you're buying these bundles is look for the original brand. Third-party stuff does sell, but does not sell as well. Okay, so moving into some of the games, we have Super Mario World, one of the most popular titles. They sold a lot of these. I'll bundle this up with the system, and I'll sell it for $100 on eBay. Here's a great one. This is Donkey Kong 3. I'm a fan of the first one, but this one here brings about $35. Castlevania 4. That one is bringing a good amount of money. I think somewhere between $40 and $50. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Turtles in Time. This is bringing around $65 on both eBay and Amazon. Illusions of Gaia. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I've never heard of this one. $35 on that. Legend of Zelda, not in the greatest condition. Probably will get somewhere around 30 to 40 for it. Okay, so that's the Super Nintendo bundle. I paid a good amount of money for it. I always try to give a fair offer. So I think I ended up paying somewhere around $175 for that. But you figure the Super Nintendo bundle that with a game, $100, and then some of those games are $50 a piece. So definitely going to be making some profit on that. So next we have Nintendo 64. We have same thing, looking for the original Nintendo controllers. So you have one here. One thing you want to look for on the controllers is the joystick. A lot of the games required the joystick to get mashed, and you're spinning it and you're doing a bunch of crazy stuff. So the joysticks get beat up pretty good. This here, one way to test is just kind of pull it to one side and see if it pops back into the middle. Okay, and then just kind of, you can wiggle it around. If it's loose like this right here, somewhere around a 5 out of 10 for tightness. So this is acceptable. Anything lower than this can be kind of difficult, and you definitely want to say that in your description. Let's say the joystick, if you're selling this online, say the joystick isn't the tightest, but still functions enough to play the game. So that's probably 5. I'll bundle that with the Nintendo 64 here. Let me show you the Nintendo 64. One of my favorite consoles growing up after the Super Nintendo. Got the cords all wrapped around it here. But these are the original cords to it. Okay, so helps with the value. These are usually around 40 to 50. But what you see here, boom, it's got the red expansion pack. Okay, that allows you to play games that require better graphics. Zelda Majora's Mask is the most popular one. Donkey Kong 64 and Perfect Dark. Not a whole lot of games that require it, but that alone, if you were to sell that by itself, it's $20. You bundle it, you put it in your description, Nintendo 64 with an expansion pack, you're looking more around 60 to 70. Got another controller, same thing, joysticks like kind of average. I'll sell the controller individually for somewhere around between 15 and 20 bucks. We got Banjo-Tooie, sequel to Banjo-Kazooie. This is like $30 game. We got the popular Super Mario 64. I believe this was one of the best sellers for this console as well. So I'll probably bundle this with the Nintendo 64. And you know, I'll probably be asking somewhere around 80 to 100. And then my favorite game is Mario Kart 64. This game alone, I've sold quite a few copies of this game here, and it's always a quick sale. It's between $40 and $50. So that's just a quick video game snag of the week for you guys. The Super Nintendo bundle, bunch of nice rare titles, and then the Nintendo 64. I think I ended up paying somewhere around $100 for the Nintendo 64. So yes, I did pay more than I usually do for these both systems, but something to keep in mind: condition, things like the expansion packs, all increased values, additional controllers, and just the quality and the rareness of some of the games and the value of the games. So, you know, I end up paying around $260. So actually it was more like $160 for the Super Nintendo and $100 for the Nintendo 64 if you were to try to price it out individually. So $260. I think after I sell all this, I'm going to sell it for probably somewhere around $500 to $550. You know, I'll make $100, $150 profit, and it shouldn't take too long to sell these items. Very popular. So that's just a quick video game snag of the week for you guys. My name is Daniel Finnemore at Mainely Gaming. Check us out at mainlygaming.com. We're on Facebook, Mainly Gaming 2010, YouTube, Mainly Gaming. All right, stay tuned. God bless. Peace.